Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Life Lessons card of the Green Man. And this came up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days ago. So right now you are bookended with the Green Man 6 days ago and today. So what does that mean, you say? Well, this is what it means when I look at it. When you're bookended by a life lessons card, the story's been that we've been working on our spiritual path. We've got the universe protecting us with the pole star, the hooded man. We're looking within. We have the Knight of Stones carrying us, the horse, and the Knight of Vessels that's being that fighter tactician as well. Walking with us, along the river. Okay. And, in the eel and the horse are working together. Okay. The Green Man's coming up and, he says to you, over these last 6 days, you have taken on that mantle of leadership. You've taken on, going through and understanding your spiritual path, and you're leading in a way where others recognize that. And it's even doubly so because, he's showing up again here today. He's never left your side for the last, 6 or 7 days, and he's not going to leave your side for another 7 days moving forward. So the Life Lessons card, is letting you know that you're being nurtured, you're being protected, but he's also giving you the opportunity to walk through the forest with that leadership ability, that creative, fertile energy of, that he's bestowed upon you to bring in others to help with your spiritual path, the horse and the eel per se, right? You've got this new breath of life which just dropped off, all right? And he's given you that energy, that positive energy to continue to move forward and do so in a leadership way that's very creative. So as you're walking through the forest and you're listening to what the eel and the horse have to say, your emotions aren't running high, and you're letting the horse kind of guide you a little bit. That's in a leadership position where you're giving both of these knights opportunities to show their leadership skills. Now you won't be able to do this within a family, all right? If you take that leadership position and say, okay, I've been taking care of the bills for so long, and you know what? Why don't you take them over for a little bit? And the other person, your significant other is like, what's going on? It's like it gives them the opportunity to walk in your shoes a little bit, but also, hey, these are the finances, and it opens their eyes on what's going on. If this is a love interest or something like that, it's taking on that creative energy of, maybe one time it's, you take them out to dinner, and the next time they take you out to dinner. Instead of, no, I got it. You say, okay, equal partnership in this relationship, right? And you have that equal leadership. Okay, maybe you're driving tonight. I'm going to have a good time. You be the designated driver, or I'll be the designated driver and you have a good time. If this is in a work situation, in a career path, or, a department setting or something like that, it's working with your manager that's there, and they kind of step out for lunch, leaving you in charge. It's little steps like that where you can show your leadership. Maybe a couple, coworkers come up and say, hey, how do we handle this? And instead of saying, hey, wait till the boss comes back, you just take it upon yourself to say, have you thought about this? What would you do in a situation if so-and-so was here, right? You give some of that leadership back to them, right? And you do so in a creative way where it helps them with their, I don't want to say issues or problems, but you come to an equal solution to where both of you benefit, right? And as you continue to do more and more of that, your leadership, expands. It expands to a point where, instead of taking that lunch off, it's, hey, I'm going to take the afternoon off. Can you watch the shop? Absolutely. I got it covered. I know what to do, at the end of the night, right? To close up shop. We get everything clean, make sure everything's taken care of in the morning, so that way when, the day shift people come in, everything's all set. And, like I said, the more you do that, you get the paperwork taken care of, and, you treat people with respect in that same way as well, right? So as you're walking through the Wildwood Forest, you're being that nurturing person, okay? On your path, you're being that nurturing person to others, all right? You're giving that creative energy. And, he has given you that staff of power, all right? You've drank from the cauldron, and he's given you that creative energy, right? That fertile creative energy where, as you're walking, the grass is getting better, right? And then he wants you to take that mantle of leadership, and it's even doubly so with this being bookended, by him, all right? Because, at first he was just kind of like, you know what? The Ace of Arrows came out, and then the Green Man came out, and he was just like, what are you going to do with that energy? That new breath of life, the new thought process. And as you thought about it last week, it was, I'm going to rely on the universe to help guide me, and I see the blessings coming through, and possibly the jealousy of others, right? And I'm not going to get to that point where the grass is greener on the other side. And then you look within with the hooded man. And again, the horse and the eel show up. The eel's asking you, where are your emotions running high? Your emotions really aren't running that high with the Green Man here, because you feel in control. You feel like, things are going well. Like, man, it's been a long time, and I haven't felt this confident in a very long time. And the Green Man recognizes that, and that's why he's giving you more and more opportunities for that leadership. The other question that eel asks is, what needs to be expressed sensitively? If you're not sure of, something in your duties or something like that, make sure you clear them up with your significant other, or, hey, is this how you do the checkbook? Or with your boss, before they leave, just so I'm on the right page. All right. When you're doing this other stuff, when you walk out of the store, this is what you want accomplished. You want a place vacuumed. You want, the tables straightened up, this, that, and the other thing. And they're going to yeah, as long as you get all that taken care of, you'll be good to go. And the rest of your coworkers will be good to go. Okay, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, right? And then, the horse, as he's carrying you along, and the Green Man's walking next to you, he's saying, the horse asks you, where do you need to push through? Well, I don't really think you need to push through too much, because, if you push too hard, you're going to push people away. If you push just enough to just say, hey, everybody, let's work together as a team to get this taken care of, that's a whole, a different story. People are going to be like, yeah, let's get this done so we can get out of here, right? And the other question that the horse asks is, how does stubbornness holding you up? Stubbornness shouldn't be holding you up in a leadership position. There shouldn't be, in my opinion, an ego with that. The Green Man doesn't have an ego. He's bestowing that stuff on you, on your spiritual path to help others. So, don't let the ego, hold you back from doing the right thing, from talking with people as a mutual respect, and making sure that things get done. You may have to come back and double check them, all right? And they may want to try to pull the wool over your eyes, but at the same time, you need to hold them accountable if they do that, those silly things, okay? And it's just a matter of, hey, did you get that job done? Yes or no? Okay, good. If you did, if not, let's get it done. Let's get it out of here. Do you need extra help? So those are kind of the life lessons that, the Green Man offers you, to take on that leadership role in your spiritual walk, which you've done. Now it's to take it to a step further. And as you're walking through the Wildwood Forest, watch the plants grow, watch the grass grow, watch the, critters come out, because your light is shining bright. You've got that leadership ability in you, and you're showing everybody, what it's all about. So that's today's card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck, the Green Man. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share with others, give me a thumbs up. And this is D for Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Stay safe, everybody.